Jasmine, thanks so much for making the time to come here. Really fortunate that you're making this trip to Australia, and I managed to get hold of you. So
thanks for having me here, Ken.
Can't thank you enough. Thanks a lot. So yes, could you start by telling us about yourself, like briefly? What did you do previously? Yes.
So in my past life, before I published this book, I was in the corporate world for the last 12 years or so. Half of it was with American Express.
Right.
Started with them in Sydney, then moved to Kuala Lumpur, and then Singapore. So I wanted to have a regional experience. Provided me with good, strong skill set and experience in marketing, which has helped me hopefully market my book now.
Okay,
yeah.
I see. Right. So are you working at the moment, or are you fully focused on this book project?
I am fully focusing on Epiphany. Yeah. The book Epiphany, I hope, is just a catalyst. It's just a stepping stone to something bigger. My big picture is Epiphany Global. Yeah, where I want to help rising artisans from Southeast Asia to gain foothold in regional and global marketplace, because I think there's a lot of good talents up there.
I see.
But they just need some help to get themselves be made known in the international arena, and I would like to work with them on that.
Okay, wonderful. So previously in your corporate experience, what area do you focus on?
It was all sorts.
Okay.
I did project management, sales, marketing, strategy. I loved all of it. There were some challenges, of course, and then some really exciting moments. But all in all, I think it helped prepare me to start Epiphany Global now.
Oh, I see. So please tell us a bit more about Epiphany Global.
Okay, so Epiphany Global at the moment, it's Epiphany the book,
Yes.
Collection of true tragic turn candid love stories. It is a traveling book. Reason being, I've collected stories from all over, Malaysia, Australia, Singapore, then some contributors from UK and all that. I wanted people to think out of the book. So you're borrowing the term from thinking out of the box.
Yes.
When people look at Epiphany, I want them to see it as it's not just a book, but it's a book where it has traveled around the world.
Right.
When you flip through the pages, you hear stories from women from across the globe wanting to share, their own personal accounts of being in and out of love. Some funny, some a bit sad, but all in all with very good reflections and learnings.
I see.
Yeah.
I see.
Next year for Epiphany Global, I want to update my website. At the moment, it's quite static. So I want to make it more dynamic, where the readers can maybe interact with each other around the world. And then also have this top secret platform or application that I want to incorporate there. Hopefully the readers will like it.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow. So, that's very interesting. And also, we are very impressed that, you managed to get, such a high-profile publisher, right? Especially in your first book, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yes.
it's really, really lucky, really blessed.
Yeah, definitely there's something in it, that attracts their attention.
Hope so.
Yeah. So, right. And you mentioned something like you got this idea, the book idea, 10 years ago. You wrote that 10 years ago, right?
Yeah.
I see. Right.
So I started as a diary when I was pursuing my master's in Sydney. So in between the classes and all that, I had some free time.
Right.
So I started just jotting down for fun my previous experiences. I wanted to, make it into a learning, like in hindsight kind of writing.
I see.
Also as a therapeutic means to help me overcome some of the not so happy moments in life. As I started writing, I found it pretty enjoyable. It was a quite enjoyable process.
Yes.
Then I started sharing it with friends, and then they liked it and they encouraged me to write more, and then some of them even contributed their own stories. So I was just someone that rewrote some of the experiences, but threw in with some humor, with some candidness, and then some of my own quirky words and all that to make it a more interesting story to share with everyone.
I see. Right. I mean, we really appreciate you, come and join us in Melbourne Book Sharing Club there. I must say that I'm very, very curious what this book is about. In fact, I was trying to get hold of a copy. I haven't done it. bad excuse, you know, but I will do it. I'll do it. Yeah.
It's okay.
So could you like to share, you know, would you like to share a bit about the book? Because I went on the internet, you know, I look at some of your timeline activities, you know, looks like the book is everywhere, you know, it's in Singapore, in Penang, some of the in front of some of the historical building, British Malaya era, you know. So I can't, you know, really make out what it is, you know.
Okay.
If you could maybe give us some snippets here and there.
Sure. So the reason behind that is very simple. The book was published end of August.
Yes.
So from September to December, I'm running a social media campaign because I believe social media is a great way to reach out to people, to get them to know about this book.
Yes.
More importantly, to have fun as well,
Exactly.
and jointly, you know, share this book with their friends. So it's a 3-month selfie contest I'm running, where some of my friends and family are taking Epiphany with them on their travels, and then taking innovative selfies with them along their way. And end of December, I'll pick 3 most innovative selfies, and I'll give them some prizes. The top winner will win a 3 days, 2 nights, all expense paid trip to my hometown, Ipoh, where I'll bring them around, show them, you know, my hometown, where I grew up. It has changed a lot, Ipoh, from a sleepy town. Now it's becoming like a cultural melting pot. We have Ernest, a famous mural painter, almost like Banksy. He painted a few very nice murals in Ipoh, and also there's a lot of like nice resorts and boutique hotels, but a lot of character.
Yes.
Yeah, some very whimsical designs, some very vintage. I'm also like seeing a lot of them for the first time myself, and it's really I'm very happy to see, you know, my hometown Ipoh growing up or coming back to life.
Yes, yes. Yeah, for those who are not familiar with Malaysia, Ipoh is the hometown of Michelle Yeoh as well.
Yeah.
The first born girl from Asia.
Yes, famous export from Ipoh.
Exactly. Cultural export. So looks like a lot of your audiences, I mean, your target audience is pretty much global, isn't it?
Yes, hope so. Well, how I wrote the book, it wasn't skewed to any particular culture, I would say, or lingo. I wanted to target, of course, the English speakers, native speakers. Yes. But also, same time, probably next year, I may translate it into Mandarin. Right. To tap into the Chinese-speaking market. Yeah. This first book is very much the theme. It's Chicken Soup for the Soul meets Bridget Jones' Diary. So it's a collection of short stories on tragic and candid love stories with a touch of humor, touch of candidness, wittiness. At the end of each chapter, there's a reflection part. Hopefully, it'll be a good takeaway for readers.
I see. Wonderful. Thank you so much. Thank you. Who are some of your main influences in life?
Oh, I've got so many. Just female figures alone. People are, of course, Michelle Yeoh. Yes. She's a great idol, coming from the same hometown and looking at where she is now. Oprah Winfrey, simply because of what she champions, what she believes in, and her convictions. Ellen DeGeneres, because I like her humor and how she's using her influence for good.
I see.
Emma Watson of late, because of the movement she's really heavily promoting, the he for she, basically bringing back the old topic of feminism, but not in a skewed manner, but really the merits behind feminism and how men can help the women achieve the best they can be in this world.
I see. Wonderful. Thank you so much. So what are some of the major lessons you have learned in life, right? Maybe it could be, challenges in work or, in life.
I think when I was much younger, in my teens and 20s, I did not have the perseverance skill, I would say. I would start many projects, but because of lack of perseverance and, impatience and probably a bit of self-esteem issues, I could not follow through to the end. So a lot of them did not come into fruition. But having lived for about 30 plus years now in my life and experiencing ups and downs, and also speaking to more senior people that have made it and done that, I think challenges is a part of life. Yeah, and I should embrace it rather than ignore it or run away from it. Challenges make me stronger.
Yes.
That's one thing I learned. Challenges make me a stronger person. Not really physically, but mentally, which is very important. I think Epiphany, to me, it's just a small project, but it tested my endurance and willpower to finish it. And I hope in future, when I have the chance to do larger projects, I can see it through as well.
I see. Right. Now, since you have lived in Australia, Singapore, and Malaysia, 3 places, worked in 3 places as well. So could you maybe give a brief comparison of all these 3 places?
I think there's no perfect country. I love these 3 places for different reasons. Australia, great weather, there's a rich melting pot of cultures. Being a developed nation, there's a welfare system is very mature. They have state-of-the-art like education system, healthcare, so on and so forth. Melbourne, especially like the fact that they're also very big on humanitarian efforts. And it warms my heart because it's also a city that cares. When I was working in Singapore, I believe it's one of the most efficient and competitive places in the world, if I dare say. So it's taught me to become very productive and efficient. Time is everything. Also it's a melting pot of cultures. But again, because the place is so small, so the sense of competitiveness, it's there. Not only with the locals, but the foreigners. It may be good, it may be bad. I always believe in meeting in the middle. But nonetheless, it was a good experience. Malaysia will always be home. It's a place where I grew up. It's giving me the values. What I am now is because of Malaysia, the cultures. I think I embody bits of the 3 major races there. The Chinese, being like more so quite business savvy, how they think in running business and all that. My Malay friends have taught me, the sense of community, helping each other, communal spirit. My Indian friends, they're great in linguistic skills. I think they're just born with it. They're really good. They're very eloquent and all that. And I was fortunate to make friends with a few that taught me that skills.
Wonderful. Wonderful. So what are some of your future plans that you like to share with us?
I hope to write Epiphany 2 and Epiphany 3, and also maybe branch out into a different genre of the book.
I see.
Also building upon my website, make it more interactive and dynamic. And get to engage more closely with my readers and form a more close-knit community.
And what genre is it classified under, like in the bookshops and all?
At the moment, it's termed under fiction, romance, general. Because I think the question of romance or love is something that women can identify with. It's a universal theme amongst women. Maybe in future, I may branch out to something more niche.
Yes. So mainly the women of the world. Right. Okay. Right. So the next question would be some advice that you can give to your friends or first-time writers, or they want to get published.
Sure. I don't know whether I'm the right person. This is my first book, but I'm happy to share. I think from my experience, it's really not to give up. It can happen. The first few months after you finish writing a book, it can happen like me 10 years after you finish writing the book. By chance. But I think for me, I really believe things happen for a reason. And I'm very happy my book got published this year, where we're at now because of the advent of digital media, technology, online platforms. Without that, I don't think I would have the reach globally. So believe in yourself, believe in timing, give it your best, and then leave the rest to the superpowers that may be.
Right. So, would you like to do some book tours and all that?
I would like to have a few small book signing events just so that I can meet the faces of my readers. I really like to know whether they enjoy my book. I would like to hear the feedback on it. How probably in future we can work together even. I like working alongside with other people.
Yes.
That's why for me, Epiphany, it's a book for women, by women. I'm just a writer. I'm just someone in the middle. I'm just someone that rewrites their previous story. Yeah.
Okay. So maybe as a parting message, would you like to share maybe excerpts of some stories that you have in the book?
Okay. So in the story, I've broken them down to different chapters, and they're short chapters. Each one, I've categorized them into like different general male species that most women tend to have dated, from, you know, the first love to the super torpedo to the overtly funny. But I think the whole book is really towards the last few pages where I hope my readers will get the biggest takeaway. So those are the last few words of affirmation.
Right.
These affirmations, some are borrowed, some I've created themselves, some I've improvised. So a few of the quotes which I've liked, I'll just share a few. One of them is, anger only begets anger. Yeah, do not get even, but get successful.
Right.
Yeah, and also sometimes we have to taste the bitter to experience and to appreciate the sweet later on.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Very, very, philosophical and meaningful, I would say.
Hope so.
Thank you so much. Really appreciate your time.
Thanks, Ken.
Thanks for coming. Thank you.